Hi everyone and welcome to my Cobra Kai Q&A where I'm going to be answering some of your lovely questions that maybe you had for me for this show. Maybe you just had that maybe you wanted my opinion on or something. I don't know. Just some really awesome questions today, and I'm very excited to talk more about Cobra Kai because I missed this show already. It's been about 3 weeks now for me. I know I just released the season 2 finale, but oh sorry, the season 3 finale, but it has been a couple weeks for me now since I've actually watched Cobra Kai, and I'm starting to miss it. It was a really fun thing for me to wake up kind of every Thursday morning and watch a couple episodes here, watch a couple episodes there, and it was just a lot of fun, and I just miss the show a lot. I just wish it would keep going forever, even though I don't want it to keep going forever because I think I've heard that it's going to have about 5 seasons. 5 seasons potentially, fourth season definitely coming out at the end of this year, and maybe a fifth season potentially. I think 5 seasons is probably good enough. I don't want it to overstay its welcome, but yeah, I'm very excited for more Cobra Kai in the future, and I'm glad I get to talk a little bit more about it with you guys today. Also, I'm in my room. As you all know, my Cobra Kai room, maybe I can call it. No, my actual bedroom at home. I am not in my apartment at the moment, and so I have a very bare bones setup. I just have my camera and my microphone and my computer. There's no lights or anything today, so but this video is brought to you by both the natural sunlight outside, maybe the crazy birds that are there's for some reason there's really loud birds at the moment, so sorry if you can hear that, and also my weird hair. Like, look at this. Like, what is happening with this hair? What is happening with this hair? And also, it's brought to you by my puppy. She's asleep, just like always. I thought that you guys might want to see her because she's not going to be in a lot of videos anymore now that I'm in my apartment. So the many chances I can get, she's going to be in my videos. Whenever I'm home, I'm going to just bring her upstairs, even if she doesn't want to, and she can sleep on my bed. And I know I'm forcing her to do that, but, you know, whatever. Okay, let's get into the questions now. My first question in this first Q&A that I've ever done. I hope it goes well. If you guys think there are any changes, by the way, that I should do, then please let me know. This is my first one. I wasn't able to do a live stream just because I don't have both the time for the live stream at the moment and also just the equipment. I don't have it set up for a live stream. I would like to do a live stream in the future for a Q&A, maybe for the boys, I'm not sure. But right now we are going to stick with just this video, and you Patreons, thank you so much for your amazing questions, and let's get into it. The first question that I'm going to answer is, who would you personally prefer to ultimately win over Samantha's heart, Miguel or Robby? That is a very good question, and honestly, this is actually a tough question because in season 1, I would have said Miguel until the end of the season. In season 2, I would have said Robby. And at the end of season 3, I'm going to say Miguel again. Maybe season 4, I'll say Robby. If you ask me this question at the end of season 4, I'll be like, Robby deserves Sam. Robby and Sam deserve to be with each other. I don't know, but as the show stands right now, I think Miguel and Sam are the best couple, not in the best couple in the whole show. I think that still stands with Daniel and Amanda and Johnny and Carmen, but I think that in terms of the kid characters, Samantha and Miguel work perfectly. I think their personalities are very much the same. I think they are just very similar people, and I think Robby is more suited for like a Tori, even though Tori is kind of psychotic and she is kind of crazy and she might murder someone at any point in time. And Robby is a good person at heart, as we have seen in season 1 of Cobra Kai, and even in season 2 and some of season 3. He's just been very manipulated at the moment. I think that his backstory, his life story, if you will, and just kind of the way he sees the world is too different from Sam, and Miguel is closer to Sam than Robby is. And I know there is a saying, opposites attract, which, you know, opposites do attract, that is true, but I think Robby is too opposite from Sam, and I just think that Miguel and Sam work together really well. I think their chemistry as both actors and characters just mesh together, and so I would prefer to ultimately have Sam and Miguel be a couple, just because I think that they would work the best together. My next question is, do you think that that is it for Ali in this series? And I'm going to have to say, all these questions are so tough because it makes me think. I'm going to have to say no, just because I don't want it to be her last thing in the series. And if they don't bring her back, I think that her ending in the show will have been great. I think she really helped Johnny kind of find out what he actually wants in life. She helps him move on from the past, move into the future. She helped him grow as a person in those 2 episodes that she was in, and I loved her in those 2 episodes. She did say something about like I'll see you around or something like that. I'm pretty sure she said some sort of line like that, which could imply that she is coming back into future episodes. But if she doesn't, I wouldn't be mad, although I think she will. I think that maybe not in season 4, but if they make a season 5, whatever the final season may be, I feel like that the last episode or last 2 episodes will pay tribute to kind of the whole Karate Kid saga as a whole, all the movies, the whole show. I think they'll bring back a lot of characters. I think they'll try and bring back Chosen. I think they'll try and bring back Kumiko. I think they'll try and bring back Ali, and maybe just have them all kind of gather around. Daniel can finally slice that ice in half. You know what I mean? So I think that she will return at some point. I don't think she'll play as major of a role as she did in season 3 at the end for episode 9 and episode 10. I think she will have a quieter role. If she does, she may only return for 1 episode. I think she will only return for 1 episode, my guess being the last episode of the series. Maybe she could before then. I wouldn't be mad. Again, I love Ali, and I love her even more now that I know she doesn't want to be with Johnny, because I want Johnny with Carmen. So I love her more now, and I'm not scared that she's in the show because I know that Johnny and Carmen's relationship isn't at risk because of her being in the show. So I think she will be back. I'm hoping she will be back, but if she isn't back, I won't be mad, because again, her 2 episodes that she was in was perfect for not just her character, but for all the other characters in the show. My next question is, some critics have said that the events leading to the conflict between Daniel and Johnny during the series, especially during season 1, are childish and could have been resolved easily as adults. Do you agree? I mean, the conflicts were they were childish, like Johnny drawing like a dick on Daniel's billboard and stuff. Like, the conflicts were definitely childish, but the critics, I don't like, do they really understand Johnny and Daniel's characters? Because Johnny and Daniel, while they can be very mature adults at times, they are so immature at other times. They are so hot-headed, especially around each other. I feel like when Johnny and Daniel are on screen together, it's not maybe during season 4 because they're working together, but honestly, it could be. They could still have their quips and quarrels, but especially during season 1, 2, and 3, whenever they were on screen together, they acted like children. And I think that is just the dynamic of their relationship, because they are too stubborn and too hot-headed and too petty to just talk to each other and resolve it like adults. That is why in the episode 9s of all the seasons, I feel like episode 9 of season 1, episode 9 of season 2, and episode 9 of season 3, and even episode 10 of season 3, Johnny and Daniel, they only are able to resolve their conflicts pretty much with either Amanda helping, Carmen helping, or with a selective interest, like in season 3, episode 2, I believe, when they're trying to find Robby. But even then, their relationship falls apart. And so I feel like the critics are kind of missing that aspect of the relationship, where they are too childish, and that is why maybe they think it's too childish, because they are acting like children. That is what they are supposed to be doing. That is how their characters are, because yes, they are mature in every other situation, Johnny being maybe a little bit less mature in season 1, and Daniel being more mature. When they are together, when those two characters are together, or when they are quarreling with each other, they are just 5-year-old kids. They do not care what they do to embarrass someone or to do anything like that. But they will also not resolve the issue, because they are too petty to be the one to apologize, if you know what I mean. They don't want to be the first one to apologize, so they're just going to keep doing these petty things. And so I don't agree with the critics, because I think that is true to the characters. I think that is true to the nature of the characters and the personality of the characters. And I think that the show shows that this is true to the characters, because when they do end up together, when Johnny and Daniel do become friends, it is always usually because of an outside party helping them out. For example, Ali, Carmen, Amanda, stuff like that, Robby in season 3, all of those things, the outside characters helping these characters understand that they are not so different. And so I think that is what the critics are missing, is that the characters are too stubborn and they need outside help to bring them together. So I do not agree with those critics' statements. Getting into the next question. This one is actually a very interesting one. Aisha. It is about Aisha, a character that I kind of missed in season 3. Aisha was an important supporting character, yet she wasn't in season 3. Her absence is explained in the first episode of season 3. She moved to a private school. Did you miss the character? Yes. And do you think she would have picked Cobra Kai Miyagi-Do by the end of the season? Very interesting question. I'll answer the first part first, just like did you miss the character? And then I'll go into the second part. What dojo do I think she would have chosen? I really missed Aisha, although I don't think I missed her as much as maybe I would have if she wasn't in season 2, just because I feel like she was not that important in season 2, if you know what I mean. I think in season 1 she was a very important supporting character. She was a very big conflict for Sam, but she was also kind of just like a fun kid for Cobra Kai, and you kind of like this very innocent sweet girl going to Cobra Kai to learn karate. And I don't know, I really liked her in season 1. Season 2 she felt very sidelined, and so her absence in season 3 kind of did make a lot of sense because she felt very unimportant in season 2. It felt like the creators just didn't know what to do with this character anymore. They're like, she ran her course and now she's just kind of there. So I don't really like, I really missed her character, but I understand why she wasn't in season 3 because it just felt like the creators had done all they could have thought with that character. And although I would have liked to see more with her, I think I'm also glad that she wasn't in the show anymore, just because it gives other characters more time in the spotlight and it gives other characters more screen time. And if she is not that important to the story anymore, then we don't really need her in the story. So while I did miss her character, I'm also glad that the creators may have taken her out because they just didn't know what to do with her, because sometimes creators can keep these characters in that they're like, we don't know what to do with this person, but people like her or him, so we're just gonna keep them in the show. But then that kind of can like bog down the show and ruin the show, because then you have to try and force scenes with this character in that maybe it's not very natural or something. So I don't know, I'm kind of glad that she is gone, just so that other characters have more screen time and more character development, stuff like that. I think Tori introduced in season 3? I think she was. Was it season 2? No, Tori was introduced in season 2. My bad. But Tori got more development, which may be better because, and then Hawk got a little bit more development in season 3. Obviously, more Miguel time, more Sam time, more Robby time, more Daniel, more Johnny time. So I think that as a whole, I did miss the character, but I'm also accepting of the fact that the creators just didn't know what to do with her. If she was in season 3, however, I believe she would have chosen Miyagi-Do. I think she is just too sweet of a person, too innocent of a person, and knowing that Hawk chose Miyagi-Do, or maybe Eagle Fang Miyagi-Do, whatever they're gonna call this new dojo now, maybe they can call it Earthworm Karate Dojo, like I said they should call it. But I think she would have chosen Miyagi-Do, and I think that point is validated because Hawk, who I think was farther into the Cobra Kai mindset than her, chose Miyagi-Do. And I think that just her personality does not mesh with Kreese's as well, because okay, at the start and in season 2 and in season 3, I said that Hawk would really like Kreese, because I feel like Hawk wanted to be this like powerful person. He wanted to escape being a nerd, escape being bullied, and Kreese, I felt like at the time could really help him get that goal. So I thought Hawk and Kreese were going to be a good combo, but and I felt like maybe Aisha and Hawk would also Aisha and Kreese, sorry, would also kind of fit that bill, because Aisha was in kind of the same mindset as Hawk, although less bullied. I mean, she was still very heavily bullied, but I think Hawk was more abused. Like, she was definitely verbally abused quite a bit, but I think Hawk was very physically abused at the time. He was very physically bullied at the time. So they were both bullied, and they both wanted to stop being bullied. They both wanted to be able to fight and defend themselves. So they were both kind of on the same boat when it came to mindset towards karate. And so I believe she would have chosen Miyagi-Do, because if she was in the same mindset as Hawk, and Hawk was able to realize that he did something wrong after breaking Dimitri's arm and basically turning to the dark side, to the Kreese side, then I believe she would have done the same. I believe she would have gone to Miyagi-Do as well. The next question is a sort of John Kreese question. It is a very interesting question, and I probably wouldn't have known the answer at the time, but after reading some comments, I might know partial answers to this question or just theories to this question. So some of this is just knowledge from reading the comments, some of my answer to this question, and some of this knowledge is just my speculation as well. So the question is, are you aware of whose life John Kreese saved in the flashback in Vietnam and who he was calling on the phone at the end of the episode? I would like to hear your thoughts on what that and what it on that, sorry, and what it could lead to moving forward. Okay, so I missed this in my reactions. And I'm so sorry that I missed this in my reactions. I think it was just too focused on everything else, and I was too excited. But that guy that he saved in Vietnam, I'm pretty sure his nickname was Silver. I'm pretty sure someone called him Silver. And if you've watched Karate Kid 3, there is a character in that movie called Terry Silver, and he is the villain of that movie, along with that other guy with the buzz cut, who I forget his name at the moment, but the guy that Daniel fights at the end of that movie. But Terry Silver, I feel like, is the main villain of that movie, so it would make sense that Kreese knows Terry Silver before Karate Kid 3. So it would make sense that that character, as they've called him Silver in the show, would be Terry Silver in the show moving forward, if you know what I mean. I think that Terry Silver is going to be back in season 4, and I think he is going to be alongside Kreese in Cobra Kai, training these kids, and they are going to be a tag team villain army. Well, not an army really, but the end of season 4 is going to be the tournament, most likely. Probably. I don't know. They've said there's going to be a tournament, but we've already had a season end on a tournament, which was season 1. So are they going to do 2 seasons out of a 4-season show so far that is going to end on a tournament? That is actually very interesting, because it could feel very, very much the same as the first season if they do go down that route. However, Terry Silver, if he does come back, that would be really interesting, because John Kreese and Terry Silver work so well together. And I'm also very excited because I think Terry Silver would actually be such a good fit for this show, because just his personality is so flamboyantly evil that it would go so well next to Kreese's monotone, like, thinking intelligence evil, if you know what I mean, because Kreese always like thinks and just knows what to do, but Terry Silver, I feel like, acts and is just evil in general, and he's also like a billionaire. So I think that Terry Silver will be back in this show, and I think he's going to team up with John Kreese, and I think him and John Kreese are going to run Cobra Kai together, and they're going to train their kids to literally basically kill their opponents for the tournament, which is possibly at the end of the season, end of season 4. Very excited for him. And that is a very exciting speculation, because if they bring back Terry Silver, honestly, once they brought back Chosen and Kumiko, I was like, they could bring back anyone in this show. But when they bring back Terry Silver, I'm kind of wanting them to bring back his student at that time. I totally forget his name, the guy that Daniel fights. I'm wanting him to come back, and I just want everyone to come back, and if they bring Terry Silver back, I am so excited if they do that, and I'm really looking forward to season 4 now that I have knowledge that the guy he called at the end is possibly, potentially, probably, maybe Terry Silver. My next question is a very interesting one as well, and it is about Kyler. You know, Kyler, the guy that I hate the most in any show ever of all time. He is in my totally hate, loathe, under that. He's under everything. Like, there's like levels, like I love a character, I like a character, they're okay, I don't like them, I hate them, I loathe them, I hate loathe them. He's like under all of that. He's like buried under like gravel and rocks, like 50 feet of earth below. I don't know. He's just, I hate him so much. But the question is, do you think there is a chance that Kyler can completely redeem himself moving forwards and become your favorite ever Cobra Kai character? No. No. No to both of those. And this is my reasoning. One, he he could have a redemption arc. Season 4, he could have a redemption arc. It is possible that he could have one. But I don't think it is possible, to be honest with you. I think he is a character that is a character to just be a bad person, to just be there to bully, to hit, to hurt, and to make fun of other people. I think that is his character, and I don't think his character is going to change. And I'm going to compare him to Hawk. Hawk, as a character, started out very quiet, very kind of soft, very introverted, and then he became this very extroverted figure. He became basically Kyler. But to see the difference with Hawk and Kyler is that while Hawk became Kyler, Kyler was always Kyler. Hawk became Kyler, but he still had that innocent, introverted boy that was still inside of him, and it kind of started to show at the end of season, or during season 3, and at the end of season 3, he finally came to terms with his morals. He finally came to terms with kind of what he actually wanted for himself, like where he actually stood. Like breaking Dimitri's arm, he's like, that is not a good thing to do. Like, the Cobra Kai is not good for me anymore, and he moved to Miyagi-Do. And I think that is because Hawk as a person is a good person at heart, but he was just kind of going down the wrong path for good reasons in his mind, but he was doing the wrong things to get there. Kyler, on the other hand, I don't think was ever a good person. We've never once in this entire show seen him do one good thing. All he has done is bully and hurt, laugh at everyone, punch people, like whack Miguel with like a lacrosse bat or something like that. He has just been evil, and there has not been a single moment in this entire show where he has stopped for even a second and thought about what he has done. And so in my mind, he is an irredeemable character at this point, and a redemption arc for him, I think, would feel cheap because it would feel like they're trying to go back on this really bad, horrible person of a character, and I just don't want them to do that. I think while I hate Kyler a lot, I like him in the show because it's someone that when he gets beat up, I just cheer and shout, and it's the best thing ever because I hate him so much. And I don't think he will ever, one, redeem himself because he's just never shown it, and I just don't think that's part of his character. While as I compared him to Hawk, well, Hawk was Kyler at one point in time. Hawk was this mean bully. He was just beating people up and punching people and laughing at them when they were bleeding on the ground. The redemption arc for him worked because they kept showing glimpses of regret, glimpses of remorse, and we had known Hawk, aka Ethan, or Eli, right? Eli, from the start of the show. So I don't think Kyler will ever get a redemption arc. And I don't think he'll ever become my favorite character because even in the slightest possibility in my mind that he gets a redemption arc, he will never surpass Johnny and Daniel for me. Johnny and Daniel are just some of my favorite characters of all time. In the Karate Kid movies, I really like them, but in Cobra Kai, they have fleshed them out so much more, and I enjoy their characters so much. I enjoy their company on screen. I enjoy their company when they're together. I enjoy their company when they're apart. They make me laugh. They make me cry. They make me scream in joy. They make me sigh in sadness. They make Huxley sleep on the bed. Like, how can you get better than characters like that? So I don't think he would ever become my favorite character, even if he became the nicest person in the world. He just wouldn't become my favorite character still. I think I would never forget the bad parts of his life, because even though he'd done all this good stuff, there's still 3 seasons of horribleness. Well, I guess he wasn't in season 2, but so 2 seasons for him of horribleness. But again, I don't think he's ever going to even get a redemption arc just because he's never shown it on screen before. My next question is, do you see the potential of something really shocking or unexpected happening in the future of the show? Like a possible twist where really likable characters such as Amanda, Carmen, or Sam turning bad? That is a really interesting question, and actually one that I've never thought of before, but you're making my brain work. You're making my brain work. And I don't think, actually, you know what? I don't think that twist would happen to Amanda or Carmen, but I think it could happen to Sam. I think Sam could turn bad, potentially. And I will give my reasoning, but first, Amanda and Carmen, I don't think they would ever turn bad because Amanda, I feel like, is the voice of reason for Daniel. Yes, she can get hot-headed at times. Yes, she slapped Kreese in the face, but he deserved it. But then she got a, I guess, restraining order, which makes sense in the real world and stuff. Yeah, whatever. But Amanda is the voice of reason in Daniel's life. Amanda, I feel like, knows what is basically right and wrong. Amanda is not confused about who she is or what she wants. And Carmen is the same way. Carmen is so nice. She is so gentle. She is so caring. She cares for Johnny. She cares for Miguel. She knows what she wants in life. She knows kind of what she wants to do to get there in a way. And I don't think, just like Amanda, that she would ever turn bad. Sam, on the other hand, Sam is a different story. Sam is confused, kind of, about what she wants in life. Sam is a teenager, first and foremost, and teenagers are always confused. Trust me, I was just a teenager, and I was confused all the time. I mean, I'm not a teenager anymore, but I'm still confused, but probably less confused than I was as a teenager. But yeah, Sam is a teenager. Her relationships are kind of all over the place with Miguel and Robby. She feels guilty about starting that fight in season 2, and the repercussions are still going strong. Robby is with Cobra Kai. She'll probably feel guilty for that in the future. So there's just a lot on Sam's plate. And for the matter of fact, Sam is kind of just like, she's kind of like, I really like Sam, but I think she's also very annoying sometimes, if you know what I mean. She's just kind of like my dad is Daniel, which makes us good no matter what. And I don't know, I feel like she, if anyone is going to be bad, if any unexpectable, likable character was going to be bad, Sam could be maybe be the one. Miguel used to be. Miguel in season 1 did turn bad for a couple episodes. And then he kind of was like, oh, I'm on the wrong train and got off of it. I don't think Miguel would ever turn. Again, I think he's been down that path. He knows what he wants now. He respects Johnny too much to ever leave his side anymore. Johnny has helped him through thick and thin. He's been there for him. He's been like a father to him. I would have said maybe Robby, a likable character, turning bad, but he kind of already is on that train already because I really loved Robby in season 1. I really liked him in season 2. In season 3, everything just went his way. Everything went downhill and everything didn't go his way. And I totally understand Robby's mindset towards shifting to Cobra Kai after everything that Kreese said becoming true, everything Tori said becoming true, Johnny not showing up at Robby's like father or the meet and greet or whatever that was, Daniel and Johnny both bickering when he comes out of the jail, stuff like that. Everything that happened in season 3, I totally understand his motivation to go to Cobra Kai, and I would have totally said Robby if season 3 hadn't ended the way it did, but season 3 did, so I'm not going to say Robby because Robby is already there. I still like Robby, and I think he can get out of Cobra Kai still, but I think it's maybe starting to get too late at this point because Johnny has done so much wrong that it's starting to become like Johnny is starting to become irredeemable in Robby's eyes because no matter what Johnny does, he will always mess up, or he has so far always messed up. So why would Robby even trust Johnny? Even what am I trying to say? Why would Robby even trust Johnny anymore? But yeah, Sam, I think, would be the one who would potentially turn bad. Are there any other characters that I could see turning bad? I don't think so. I think Miyagi-Do is kind of good where it is now. I think Hawk knows what he wants in life. I think Hawk knows who he is, which is good. His character arc is, if he becomes back to Cobra Kai, I think it will be a little cheap at this point. I think he has to stay at Miyagi-Do now. Dimitri, he will stay forever. Daniel and Johnny, they may bicker, they may fight. Johnny, I don't think will ever go back to Cobra Kai. Daniel would never go to Cobra Kai or anything like that. I think the only person that could change at this moment in time during the show is Sam. And I think she has potential to go, maybe not to Cobra Kai, but just to kind of mess things up for everyone again. Well, not again. I mean, she didn't really start the season 2 fight or anything like that. She was just kind of there and everyone had like implications in that fight. She didn't just start that fight solely, but I feel like she could do something drastic in season 4 that could make me not like her as much, if you know what I mean. And the last question of this Q&A before I just kind of go into some overall thoughts, I think, is that are there any other characters that you would like to see make a return in season 4? Very interesting question. And as I've already talked about, I would want to see Terry Silver in season 4 after they've kind of teased him a little bit, just like Allie, but she was teased for like 2 seasons, which kind of killed me a little bit. But just like Allie, I want Terry Silver to be in the show. I think he'll come at the start of season 4, to be honest with you. I think he will be a start of season 4 kind of guy, maybe episode 2 into episode 1 cliffhanger, maybe potentially. I want to see what's his face back, Terry Silver's student from Karate Kid 3. I want to see him. I think that would be really fun. I think he would be just like such a cool, like him butting heads with Daniel and Johnny. That would be a cool fight because I bet he's a good fighter still too. I kind of want like a Terry Silver John Kreese fight against Johnny and Daniel. I think that would be such a fun fight. I also kind of want to see Aisha back. Or Isha. Is it Aisha or Isha? I think it's Aisha. I want to see her back, even though I was kind of okay with her not being in season 3. I think that you could have her back and not be too interrupted, like not completely just halt the show for her character. Like she could just be in the background and have like a couple lines every once in a while, and I wouldn't mind that. I think she'd be fun in the show. So I don't know. If she came back, I wouldn't be mad. Allie, I don't think needs to come back in season 4. I think if they make a season 5, she could come back in season 5, but I don't think she's necessary for season 4. If she comes back in season 4, hooray! I would be so happy, and I will like jump out of my seat because I love that character. But I don't think she needs to come back in season 4. Also, I think it'd be really cool if Hilary Swank came back. I think because they said Karate Kid 4. I watched Karate Kid 4, and they said Karate Kid 4 was canon, right? So I kind of really want Hilary Swank to come into the show at some point. I know she is like I think she's definitely more famous than everyone else on this show. I think she definitely she's a bigger star than everyone, but I feel like she has some time right now, right? I feel like she could get in for a couple episodes, and I think that would just be a lot of fun. Maybe she could even she could coach the kids. She could be one of the senseis with Daniel and Johnny. And Daniel probably doesn't even know about her learning karate from Mr. Miyagi. So that could be a really interesting conversation as well. Both of them talking about Mr. Miyagi and what he's done to their lives. And then Daniel could be a little jealous because he's like, oh, I wasn't the only kid. And she's like, yeah, I'm just as good as you, maybe even better. No, but I think Hilary Swank would be such a fun such a fun character to be in this movie. I kind of want her in this movie now, to be honest with you. Not in this movie, sorry, in this show. I think Hilary Swank and Terry Silver are my 2 most anticipated characters for this show now. And if they don't bring them back, I won't be mad. I mean, I'll be a little mad if they don't bring back Terry Silver because I feel like they teased him. But if they don't bring Hilary Swank in, I won't be mad. But I'll also be kind of sad because they did say the 4th movie was canon, but I feel like they haven't done anything with that yet. But I feel like since they said that, they have plans to use it. So I kind of really want Hilary Swank, just because one, I thought that she was pretty good in the 4th movie, and I thought that her karate did look pretty good. But I think that she could definitely improve upon the character a lot in the show. She could make people like her character more. She could bring maybe a little bit of popularity back to the 4th movie, which I think doesn't deserve all the hate that it gets. Yes, it's not a perfect movie, but I think that is still a good addition to the universe, right? So I think that her coming back, maybe she could bring that hawk that she lets go. The hawk could just like fly over her head, like pew, land on Hawk's arm, and then he can be Hawk with a hawk. That would be really funny. But yeah, Hilary Swank and Terry Silver are the 2 characters that I really want to see return in season 4. Yeah, so those are all the questions that I had for Cobra Kai, or my Cobra Kai reactions. And moving forward, I'm really excited. I will be reacting to season 4 when it releases. I will give an update as the day gets closer, obviously, but I'm not expecting to give that update till later this year because I think the season 4 will come out, December-ish, as I know they just finished production, but now they have post-production, which can take a long time. So I'm not expecting Cobra Kai season 4 to come out soon, but later this year, when we get a trailer, I may react to the trailer because Cobra Kai is awesome and stuff like that. And then I will react to season 4 when it premieres. I won't be able to binge it, obviously, because I'll react, but I will react 3 times a week like I did to this show. But yeah, those were really awesome questions. It really some of the questions I never even thought of before, and some of they made me really think, and I really like talking about that. I hope you really enjoyed just listening to me talk. I guess I wish I could have had a more personal discussion with everyone who wanted to. I think that would be really fun at some point, because I know listening to someone talk can feel very one-sided. Obviously, it is one-sided at times, and I kind of want these to be more interactive in a way, which is why I asked you guys to give me questions instead of me just coming up with questions. But hoping in the future, moving forward, I can do more interactive stuff with these Q&As. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching these Cobra Kai reactions as well. It does mean a lot, and for everyone who commented and posted and just watched those reactions, it does mean a lot. And just want to say a big thank you. And Huxley here as well. She's asleep at the moment, but she also says a big thank you. That is her way of saying thank you. If you've never seen her say thank you before, that is how she does it. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to this Q&A. I hope you had a lot of fun hearing my answers, and I had a lot of fun reading your amazing questions. If you have any other questions, opinions on the show, just kind of fun facts or anything like that, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I love reading your comments. I read every single comment, even if I don't comment or like the comment or anything like that. I do read every single comment, and it just means a lot when I see people commenting on my videos. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to these wonderful, beautiful people here. They're just amazing. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, and thank you so much to everyone who participated in asking me a question. The questions were, again, so much fun to read and to think about and to kind of mull over and talk about Cobra Kai, and I hope that you enjoyed my answers. I hope that they were worth the wait. I hope that the answers were worth the wait, if you know what I mean. And I will see you. If you stop watching my videos until Cobra Kai Season 4, then I'll see you for Cobra Kai Season 4. And if you continue to stick with my channel, watch my movies, watch The Boys when that comes out, thank you so much, and I'll see you then.